Hey guys, welcome to Holy Tuesday. We're spending a little bit more time in the Bible this week because it's Holy Week, and we're going to talk about Jesus' last Tuesday on earth. This day, he woke up and it was going into Jerusalem, into the temple, and they were going along the same path they were yesterday. And you'll recall that yesterday they walked by a fig tree that didn't have any figs, and Jesus cursed it. So this day, one day later, they walked by the same fig tree, and the disciples are amazed and astonished it has withered away and died. And they asked Jesus, or they said something to Jesus that, look how quickly this is withered. And he used this moment to teach. He used this moment to teach the disciples about faith. He said, ye of little faith. And he had said this a few times before. If you have the faith, you can tell that mountain to fall into the sea, and it will. Jesus spent his entire day teaching. He taught the disciples in the morning. He was at the temple courts in the afternoon teaching. And then in the evening, he ended his day sitting with the disciples and continued to teach. He taught most of the day through parables, and there was a common theme. The common theme throughout the day was to be prepared for his Father to come back, to be diligent in doing the things that you know you're supposed to do. And when I was reading through that this morning, it reminded me of a story when I was a kid. I was in elementary school, and the four of us, me and my three siblings, were in the house and left alone one Friday night. And as soon as my mom and stepdad left, we did the things that we were not allowed to do. You know, I was always limited to a small bowl of cereal, and cereal is really still to this day one of my favorite foods. The first thing I did is I grabbed a huge bowl and filled it with cereal and milk, and I sat down and ate a huge bowl of cereal, even though I knew that wasn't something I was supposed to do. And the evening went on, and we watched television shows that we weren't supposed to watch, and we played video games, we played music really loud, and my brother and I decided that we were going to play with matches, and we're standing over by the stove, and we keep lighting these matches. My mother always lit a match in order to light the stove because our pilot light was broken, and she would light it. Once the stove was lit, she would put out the match and then drop it into the stove. So I was doing exactly that. I didn't want to catch the house on fire. I'd light a match, and when it would start to burn my fingers, I would shake it out and drop it into the stove. Towards the end of the night, we saw headlights turn into the driveway, and we shut everything off real quick and ran into bed and got underneath the covers. And we heard them come in, and nobody said anything, so we thought we had gotten away with everything that evening. And in the morning, my mom pulled me aside and said, I smelled smoke last night when I came home. Can you explain that? No, Mom, maybe from me making dinner or something. Then she told me that she heard the music when she pulled in the driveway. She knew that we weren't in bed when we were supposed to be in bed, and she had found the stack of matches that were inside the stove that I had left. The fact is, when my mom and stepdad were gone, my parents were gone, we did what we wanted to do, and this is exactly what Jesus is warning us not to do. He's warning us to act like he is still here, to act like we would in his presence. Therefore, if we're always acting that way and we're always prepared for him to come, then there will never be a bad time for him to show up, for his Father to show up. This is what Jesus spent most of his day talking about. He talked about end times and things that we need to look out for. But the theme for the day was be prepared and be diligent and do the things you know you're supposed to be doing, even when you're not being watched. So when those headlights turn into your driveway, you don't have anything to hide. You're not putting things away. You're not running to your bedroom and hiding under the covers. You're ready. And that was Jesus' theme for the day on his last Tuesday. We're going to gather together again tomorrow night, and we're going to have another devotion about Wednesday, what Jesus did on his last Wednesday, and we're going to continue through the week, and we're going to continue to spend more time in the Bible. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.